Well, thank you very much for having me here. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today. A very great and honorable audience. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Rabobank and also to Barry. Well, first, I would like to present to you my family. I don't have a clicker again. Um, my family came, well, my father and my mother came to Paraguay 40 years ago and started a agriculture business, so to say. My father was a farmer in Germany, and it was like a nice farm and so, but the winter was very long, and he was getting tired skiing all the time. At that time, I know farmers had free time on winter. It's not like that in Europe now. Thank you very much. So he went to Paraguay looking for opportunities and to work all year long. This is my father and my mom, me, myself, and the next generation, talking about succession. Well, the story goes a bit 1977. Uh, they started in a plastic tent. It was in the rainforest. Nothing was there. No streets, no connections. He was the first one to be there. So the first struggle they had as a couple was why my mom had to shower every day. Why is that? Because my dad had to pick up the water from the river every day, and that wasn't so good for him. He didn't like that. But afterwards, they built a nice wooden house, and he had to get some money from somewhere. They weren't rich at that time, and the first thing he made was try to get some commission from selling land from big companies to new investors. And he brought a lot of people from Germany, from around Europe to invest and buy land in Paraguay. So my mom had around 200 visitors in this tiny little nice house per month. So that was a crowdy thing. And afterwards, well, this was really nature at that time. The horseback, my father flew the people from Asunción, our capital, into the company. With airplane, my mom welcomed them with the horses. So this ride was a Wild Wild West thing. So. I would like to tell you a bit about the company. My father started agriculture. 10 years later, it was with fruticulture. We have around 2,000 hectares of citrus plantations, 11,000 hectares of agriculture, so soybean, corn, and wheat. And well, 20 years later, after they arrived in Paraguay, he made a juice plant because he had so many fruits and the market was very difficult, so the necessity was to industrialize these fruits. And so the company Frutica was born. A year later of the inauguration, he had a car accident and died. So my mom had a difficult situation to take suddenly over the company. And she was a nice housewife at that time, 20 years being at home, helping him, but just that. So I was at that time 10 years old, and my father had a lot of debts. He was a visionary. He had to expand a lot. It was pretty much a lot going on that time. And when he died, bankers were pretty nervous about that. So a few days after he was buried, all the bankers came at home to us and asked my mom, so what next? What's next? What will you do? And she said, I'm spending now 20 years here at this company, and this place here. I won't leave it. So you tell me what I have to do. And the bankers, they stood together and said, okay, let's give her a shot. So you have to hire a manager, a general manager from our choice, and he would make sure that you pay all the debt. Okay, no problem. So it was coincidentally a Dutch guy, and very tough one, yeah. And that he worked with her, and he was a very good one. She learned a lot, not only from him, but from all the people surrounding her. There was a very nice community growing at that time there. And after 3 years, she paid all the debts she had. What do you think was the first thing she did? Oh, any guesses? Yes, exactly. She put him out of the company. So she welcomed or invited him to leave the company, let's be polite. And she thanked him very much, and she said, okay, now I want to run the business, I'm ready for it. And the next step was inviting another banker into the house, and then going around, visiting the company, looking, and then they went outside, really outside, and he said, well, what are we doing here? That's not even yours. And she said, it can be with your help. So at that time, starting from that date, she doubled the company, going from 9,000 total hectares that my father had left her. She gave it to me 10 years later with 19,000 hectares. So it was a pretty amazing job she did there, being a housewife. It was very good. And well, what happened with the juice plant? She locally expanded the brand. She made it very known in the local market. And today we have a product that has 70% of market share. So that was a very good job too. And she started to work with little farmers, little producers that would make the plant citrus for the juice plant. And she started with a project with a German NGO, and it was very good because it was like they gave us the money to finance the little farmers. They produced it, and after 5 years they could pay the financiation. And she started with 200 of them, and now we have around 4,000 little farmers working in all the country, making grapefruits, oranges, mandarins, lemons, a lot of nice things. Okay, so where do I go there in that picture? While she was doing that, I finished school. The primary school was built when I was 5 years old. Well, before that, remember, there was nothing there. All you had to do it by yourself. And when I was 4 or 5 years old, they looked at each other and said, maybe she has to go to school, right? Yes. Okay. Do we have a school? No. Okay. We build one then. And we bring the teacher. Okay, no problem. 1 classroom, 2nd classroom, 3rd. Until the 6th grade, I was in the own-built school, so to say, and all my classmates were 7 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, because nobody could write or read at that time, and that was the only school in the place. So that was a very, very nice experience for me. But when my father died, when I was 10 years old, my mom had so much problems and things to do with the company, she couldn't think about it anymore, about the school and social commitment, so it was too much for her. So she sent me to the capital to live there. I was around, well, twice a month I saw her for the next 7 years. And little interesting thing is that when my father searched for somewhere to invest, he knew that he would like to go to South America. But he first went back to Germany to search for something. What could a very young 27 farmer search for again in Germany? Well, you all know, a partner, right? And he was very pragmatical about that. He was, oh, how are you? Your name? Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, very good. And how do you like South America? Um, no, not really. Oh, okay. Next one. So he was very searching for it. He didn't want it to do it alone. You know, couples love to be together. So he found my mom. She was a biologist, or is a biologist. And that was in a farmer's ball. And, well, people that work in a laboratory and so, they don't like to mix with farmers very much. But she went there because a friend asked her. And they found each other. And he asked then, as protocol, what's your name? Beatrice. Oh, very good. And how do you like South America? Oh, I love it. I love the nature. It's cool. I want to get out of here. Great. 6 months later, they married and went to South America. So in the same way, my mom found a family for me in Asunción so I could stay. How are you? Do you want to adopt my kid? Yes? Great. Stay there. So I was with that very nice family where they are Argentinians, and 7 years I finished school and went to Switzerland to try to study. I started the university. My plans were to be there at least 3 years. And, well, you know how it goes. Plans never go that way. And well, one day, after a year or so, she called me and said, I'm really feeling like sad here. I don't want to work anymore. You're there studying and making, I don't know, and here I am. And, well, I make you a proposition. It was on my 20th birthday. And she said, I would like I would like you to choose between two options. One, you come back now and you take over, or you stay there and I'll sell. Okay. Can I think about it? Well, I actually didn't think about it. 2 weeks later, I was there in the company at home and took over it. She actually, the past 6 months, she wasn't even in the company. She felt very sick indeed. And that's when I took over it. And I'm pretty happy that I did. It was just amazing to get there, and all the people are wanting to teach you things, and you can go there. And it's pretty amazing. Of course, the best thing of all were the faces of clients and suppliers when they asked for the boss. That was just unbelievable. So I started there, and, well, I'm now 9 years on the job, just wrapping up a bit. 4 years, my first 4 years were just learning and administrating a bit, cleaning up the companies, so I get the chance to learn about them. The next 3 years were like optimizing it a bit, putting there a machine, putting there some new stuff. And the last 3 years were the most incredible ones, because we started to invest and making a lot of new things, and that was pretty amazing, and is still. So we have more products now, more producers, little farmers. We're trying to convert all these 4,000 little farmers that are conventional now into a sustainable production and or organic production. And we are exporting now the ready-to-drink juices that we, at that time, sold locally. We are now exporting to Taiwan, South Korea, starting Uruguay and Chile. We invested in vegetables. We have around $200 in 200 hectares in vegetables under irrigation. And my little baby is the new plant, bottling plant, mineral alkaline water, natural mineral alkaline water. So it's very exciting. All the products we're having the opportunity to do. So now, yeah, we have around 600 people working, and the community is growing also. We have a school, 600 children in 2 different schools, and it's pretty amazing. Our focus, there you can see a bit of the supply chain, is starting, well, in the agriculture is still short. That's my next step, industrialization of the agriculture. But we have the citrus, starting from the nursery, going to the plant, fresh market, industry, ready-to-drink juices. There under is the juice plant. There you see the pivots for the vegetables. And the community, so this is Kressburg. It's not a very creative name, but well, it is there. And well, we receive around 3,000 students per year into the plan, so we can show them what we are doing. And it's very nice to see after 10 years, one guy that is working is very successful. That's, oh, I was there 10 years ago. That was pretty nice. I remember, and it's like experience. And we have a school, and our new project is that we are building, or well, made the first shuffle in October, a secondary school. So I had the primary school when I went to school. That when I went 6 years, and has the name of my father. And now the next step is to finish this school with the secondary, and it's a $1 million project that we are making a foundation, and so it's well, having it that last year we had to work with the fireworks, we founded the fireworks, so everything you do is for the first time, and that's kind of nice, amazing, but you have to do it yourself, so you have to like that. And well, what are the important things I think for today? Always respect the past. So remember it, and remember who did it and who was the one that, thanks to him or her, you have all you have today. The passion, oh, well, I don't need to tell you about passion. All farmers are passionate, so there's no need. But teamwork also, a very important thing today. We are globalized. We need to work together. I have a team of 15 managers. I call them managers because they like it like that. But they are leaders in their area, and it's nice to work together with them. They know more than you. You can lead them. It's like an orchestra. It's very nice. And knowledge. Without knowledge, you can't innovate. Without innovation, you can't add value to your company and grow. And if you don't grow and add value to the company, I don't think you can attract new generations to it. So that's, I think, it's the quiz of the question, the secret of it. If you want a good succession, try to attract people, and attracting is innovating, being challenging, and successful. And of course, the responsibility, but we know all about it. So to end it, I would like to say to you all, again, it's very nice to be here. I'm open for any questions, and just remember, to be a farmer, it is the best job ever. So be proud of it. Thank you very much.